coming to you from sunny Oxnard, California. Welcome to Real VC, a podcast all about Ventura County real estate. I am your co-host, Reed Fish, and I'm the CEO of Upmarket Media.
And I am Katie Connolly with Keller Williams, West Ventura County. We also have our producer, Chelsea, here. Chelsea, say hi to everyone.
Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, I'm in my happy place. I got Chelsea, I got Katie, and then Katie, I think we have someone else.
We do.
Really cool
we have
here.
a very special guest today. I am itching to introduce this person. She is one of my favorite humans on the planet.
Oh.
She is actually, I like to say, a COVID realtor, got her license and practiced real estate in this very interesting time. So we will talk on that today. The one and only Alex Dan McKinley, who is no stranger to media. She has also been a TV host herself.
Wait.
Yes. So we may learn a few things.
I didn't do my research.
I know. I can keep going, but Alex, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Katie, Reed, Chelsea. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for having me today. This is going to be fun.
I'm sure we could talk for longer than an hour, but we don't have that long here in the studio. So let's just go ahead and get started. I mean, I have a whole list in my head, but let's make it make sense to the listeners. You have been a realtor now for almost 4 years in this crazy time of COVID that we've been dealing with. What have been some of your successes and challenges in navigating, learning, and practicing real estate during this time that really none of us have seen, and it still keeps going magically?
Well, it was a very unique time to get started. I was home watching, real estate reality TV, and that is really a false idea of what real estate is. And they do make it look so glamorous and so easy. And you just walk up to someone's house and ask to sell it and you sell it. Like, it's just so simple. And prior to that, I had already been in love with real estate because my husband and I bought and sold homes in the past 27 years, probably like 6 or 7 times, and didn't have the best experience. And so when I was trying to think of what do I want to do now that I have time, my kids are older, they've moved out of the house, they're doing their thing. What does mom do now? Where's my purpose in life? And so I had to think back to things I was passionate about or loved, but didn't have the opportunity to do. And one of the things I always had a passion for was real estate. So I got the bug when I was watching these shows, like, oh my gosh, this looks so much fun. Yeah, I should try that. And I know.
And this was while we were all staying home.
Yeah, I had no choice. It was wine and real estate reality TV.
All right, yeah.
My recycling man loved me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is where I got the idea of like, yeah, I did always love that. This looks fun. I could dress up. I get to talk to people. I get to sell stuff. How fun. So I started studying. And I finished the testing, was ready to take my test, but there was nowhere to take it. So I had to wait another 6 months. And during that time, forgot everything that I learned. So I just kept watching reality TV to remind me about real estate. And in the meantime, I was already planting seeds with all my friends and family and telling them, hey, guess what I'm doing? Guess what I'm working on? So I would come out the gate running when there was a chance to get my license. And so the day I did that, I got my license. On my way home, I called all the people that I knew were kind of thinking of making a move. And I got a listing appointment that day on the freeway and sold my first house in a month with no experience at all. Because what they teach you in your classes and online have nothing really to do with what you're actually going to do in real life. Mm-hmm. And of course, they didn't cover it on any of the reality shows either. So I was Googling quite a bit on how to sell a house and what is this paperwork and what is this acronym. So little by little, I made tons of mistakes, but it was nothing like what we thought it was going to be because there was no plan for no in-person contact.
Sure.
So open houses were not there. That was not an option. Showings were not really there. And so I had to relearn what I thought was going to be real estate. And then that was my norm. So coming out, of this idea of this is what it's going to be, and then actually diving in really quickly to what it wasn't, and then having to learn everything backwards. And then once I started selling, I just thought that's the way you did it. You just kind of make an appointment,
Right.
Everyone gets masked up, booties. You walk in, you do your thing, come back, let me know if you want to write an offer. I'm in my bed writing offers.
Right.
You know, like it was so crazy. And then when it did open up, holy crap. Like we have to go inside and we have to talk to people.
Right.
Like that was a whole crazy backwards way. So now I'm learning the normal way.
Right.
Which
is and so
totally different for me.
and so then have you but still been kind of trying to do things in the well, obviously you're not doing the COVID protocols, but are there any but you really, I mean, are you doing open houses now, I guess?
Oh gosh, I'm queen of open houses. Like that is my jam.
Well,
I love them.
Then too, but wasn't an adjustment because those first couple years when you were in the industry, it was insane, right? Like everyone associated with the real estate was doing well, right?
Right.
And then last year was not quite that way.
Yeah.
And so were you still able to kind of generate business in the last year, or were you finding it a lot tougher, just like everyone else? And how's that gone for you?
Well, I'm always a very positive person. So no matter what happens in life, I'm always the brighter side of everything. That's my motto. So it was slower, but no matter what, I still kept doing the same methodology I always had. I never stopped doing all the habits that I have and the systems that I have because I knew that eventually somebody was going to have a need, whether it was, somebody is getting divorced or somebody's moving on from college, kids are moving out. There's always going to be a need. So I was never worried that no one's going to buy or sell ever. Like it was going to happen. So stay plugged in, stay positive, stay in touch, with my people and never stop working, because as soon as you slow down thinking that there's nothing happening, there is nothing happening.
Right.
Mindset. Well, I kind of feel like I'm on a reality TV show right now listening to you make it sound so easy, Alex. So there's a ton of qualities that I love about you, but one of them is definitely that you're an outside the box thinker. So what unique things have you brought into your real estate business that's been really outside of the box?
Well, I am a retired professional figure skater. I was in
Me too.
Yeah, I know, right? I saw you there. I saw you there at the rink a couple of times.
Yeah.
I was in the 92 Olympics, represented Greece. And the reason why I talk about that is because that is really the catalyst of how I'm different. The work ethic, the mindset, the tenacity, the drive, the hard work, the grit, all the stuff I had to face to get to that level of competition and to succeed and to, not give up throughout your teen years. And, there's so many things, adversity that we have to face as an athlete, a pro athlete. So all those things are what make me unique and make me stand out. And I apply all those things that I learned throughout my career in skating to the way I treat my clients and the way I treat a deal, the way I treat my, other agents that I work with. It's just served me so well, and I will continue to use those things. In addition to that, I think my individual personality is really unique. I'm not afraid of anything. And I mean, I can go up on a stage and talk to anybody. I don't care how many people are in a room. I'm just comfortable. I love people. I love being around people. I do not want to be alone somewhere ever. I don't care, where we're at, but I want to be with people always. So I think also that and loving and caring about those people, that's what makes me stand out.
I've actually heard that from multiple successful agents that they had a history in organized sports, either in college or professional. Well, and it's literally like the top-notch realtors that I know all have this great athletic story.
Yeah, my friend Lester, he moved from Ohio, but he was a pro tennis player, and
that's awesome.
He was killing it in real estate. I mean, because to be a pro athlete, my God, I mean, you have to, that's like otherworldly. Like, I think kind of everyone in the back of their mind, well, if I had just had the chance, I could have really done that. But I don't think so, because how hard you have to work is really, I mean, right? I mean, it's just like, it's kind of unbelievable.
When you're in it, I started when I was 6 years old. So it's all I knew. Mm-hmm. There wasn't an option to not be a kid that was a skater.
Right.
When I turned 12, my parents gave me the choice, because when you hit the teen years, there's lots of other things that kids want to do, right? They want to date. They want to go to the mall. They want to go to the movies. They want to have sleepovers. I had to make that choice and that sacrifice. And they were like, this is the time. This is make or break. Mm-hmm. If you move forward, it's all in commitment. We will refi the house. We'll do what we have to do to keep you in the sport, because it's super expensive. Mm-hmm. Or you can quit now and be a normal kid.
Right.
And I had 3 days to decide. And I just looked at what my friends were doing at school and I thought, yeah, that looks fun, but what will they have later? You know, what will they be able to say about their life later? I got to go to the mall. I got to, have a boyfriend. But I knew I could have those things later, but you can never get back that career that I had, the opportunity I had to travel and compete and do the things that I did. How many people can say they've done that? So I had to reverse it, which was hard to do at 12. But I made the choice and it was very difficult, many times, I had to do high school the normal way. So I had to travel in airplanes, compete, and then do my work in a hotel somewhere, come back and take all my tests.
Right.
I didn't get to do like normal school like everybody, have a social life. But those were the sacrifices I made so I can be where I was at. And I was okay with that.
Right. Well, and having that mindset though, I mean, it sounds like that's kind of how you approach life in general, right? And so everything that you're doing. So you're kind of taking that all-in approach with real estate as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And I think with all my relationships as well, and I think your relationships help form your business. How you treat
they
people.
Form your business.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like with the people you're close to, if you're not a good person and you don't communicate well with people, doesn't matter what your profession is, you're not going to succeed. So I treat every relationship like that. But of course, my clients, I treat them like family always.
Well, let's talk about your claim to fame, your real estate television show that I saw your face on.
Yes, I had the honor of being on the American Dream TV show. It is an Emmy-nominated reality show, ironically.
Yeah, there
Full
you go.
circle moment.
But it was different. It's not like the typical glamorous, edited kind of shows you see. It's real people talking about real things. There's no script. There's no director. You basically do everything yourself. So I had to talk about culture, lifestyle, and real estate in my community. And my area was Ventura County. And I had to line up, the houses, the features, the guests, the ideas, everything. The script was all me. And all they did is send a camera crew.
Wow.
And it was a lot of work, but I had so much fun. And it was such a great opportunity. I met so many wonderful people. I got closer with my community. I feel like I have more of an affinity for my community. I learned things I didn't normally think I would have to learn yet. And it was fun to be a tourist in my town.
Sure.
And try to figure out reversing, like, what would I want to feature to show people?
Right.
So that was a very exciting opportunity.
Well, where
for sure.
can we find that?
It's on YouTube. You can stream it on Apple TV as well.
Okay.
It's called The American Dream TV show.
Oh, nice.
That's so interesting that I'm not sure if you remember our last guest said that we are actually selling communities and gave us some really good examples on how to sell your community. Right. And then the next conversation we have, somebody taking that to the next level, not just having their own YouTube channel, but really doing that on an Emmy-nominated platform. Wow. So that's amazing.
You may not know this about me.
You also have an Emmy?
No, I bet.
The Real VC podcast has an Emmy?
No, I used to write on House Hunters.
Really?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I was a writer on House Hunters.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is so exciting. I love that show. It got me through the pandemic as well.
Yes.
Yeah, every realtor loves that show. Do you want me to ruin it for you?
We've heard that it's fake, and they already bought the house.
They already bought the house. Yeah, that's basically it. Well, and if you think about the logistics of filming that show, you can't. How many times do you show a client 3 houses and they actually buy one of those houses?
It's happened to me maybe twice.
Yeah, so you'd have to go on 100, showings, and so they have a director there. I mean, I think they try to make it authentic in that the clients didn't really like that fireplace, and but it's just a false choice. But even so, if I ever watch the show, which I don't, at the end I'm still like, why'd they choose that one?
Yeah. Or the things they complain about are hilarious. Like, I couldn't fit my king size bed in there. Yeah. It's like, well, then buy a queen.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, and they just need a talking point. And so the producer's like, I don't know, you can't fit the bed in. Okay, all right, we'll roll with that. Yeah.
So they drop a line to you like, hey, say this, and then feed off of that. Yeah. I actually was on a reality TV show as well.
Our California is showing in all of us right now, just so you know.
You just reminded me about it, but I was the villain, so it was pretty cool because I'm so not villainous, but I do love a villain. it was the Top Chef, and it was that on Bravo? I think it was on Bravo, and it was called Life After Top Chef. So like the top people who had won, what are they doing now kind of thing. And it didn't live very long. I think it was like maybe a year, maybe 6 months show. But I ended up being on it by accident because my priest knew Chef Fabio and Viviani, and he's from Moore Park area, I think. And he was looking to do some sort of a fundraiser for the church because we were building a new church. And so he put me in touch with him. I didn't know who he was. No idea that he was on TV, nothing. And I was like, oh, that's a fun name. He must be Italian. You know, that's the furthest it went.
Fun,
and I love Italy and I love Italian food. So I was like, this is going to be great. And then I never got to meet him until the actual day of the event. So everything was on the phone. And I'm trying to run this whole thing by myself. No idea what kind of food he's going to bring. You know, what supplies do we need to do? So we had this little like tiff over the phone. No idea I was being filmed either. My voice was being filmed. So you see him driving around his car talking to me on speaker, and then you hear my voice. And then all these people are like commenting like, oh my gosh, she's horrible. She's this. And he goes, she reminds me of my ex-wife. And then all these people are like saying stuff. So then I called him back and told him off because no one talks to me like that. Because he said I was freaking out and he called me some names. But it was all, you know, they were feeding him lines like, say this to her to get me riled up. I didn't know. So I called him back and told him off. And I didn't know that was going to be filmed. And then I arrived to the church and there he is. And he's hugging and kissing me all over the place, you know, and loving on me. No idea that we're being filmed for this show still. And then they come up to me and go, oh, by the way, you know, you're going to be on the Bravo Life After Top Chef. And I was like, okay, whatever.
By the way,
it comes out and I see myself. Well, I don't see I hear myself. And I'm thinking, that is not me. They didn't even show the whole conversation.
Of course not.
They just showed my end. And I got all these comments from people going, you know, get a life, lady. Like, you're mean. Don't be mean to Chef Bob.
Well, didn't you have to, you had to sign something though?
Yeah, at the event.
Yeah.
But not on the phone. Like, I didn't know that was being used. But it is what it is.
It
but
sounds
it was so fun.
Yeah,
well,
it sounds to me like
so
your
ethical.
Your crazy life kind of lined you up for this crazy profession we call real estate is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I guess it's very true.
Yes. Dealing with challenging people, interesting situations, and just
we just got to roll
having
with it.
a blast. Yes.
Yeah. Roll with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to roll with it. We're going to continue to roll with it. And we're going to take a little quick break and we're going to come back with our social media sidebar. We're going to have our marketing moment and then we're going to end with 3 banger action items. I'm ready for that.
Awesome.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back. Social media sidebar time. We are upmarket.media on social media. If you want to get podcast related social media, we put it on there. It's also our kind of flagship social media platform for all our like real estate marketing that we do. And so you'll see a lot of houses on there if you follow us. Katie, where can we find you?
Perfect. On Instagram, you can find me at Katie0024. On Facebook, just Katie Connolly. And I mix it up with house stuff, work stuff. Community stuff, all that wonderful.
I know. I see it all. It's riveting.
Thank you. And then Alex, where can we find you?
Where can't you find me, Katie? I'm everywhere in Ventura. So my Instagram is at Alex_Aphrodite. And I know, I'm Greek. So, and then Facebook is Alex Stamakinley, STAMAKINLEY.
And we will link to we will link to those in the show notes. And so, Alex, I think you're pretty active on Instagram, and I know I think you really like to have fun, and it goes back to the theme that we're always having in the social media sidebar of authenticity. Chelsea, and you always, whenever I say authenticity, you always chime in. You always chime in. Yeah. But I think Alex is a really good encapsulation of why that is so important because you have a really fun personality and you bring that to your Instagram.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
The other day, our office door has this gorgeous hardwood floor, and we were listening to some great tunes. And I said, you know what? This would be a great place to roller skate. And everyone was looking at me like I was crazy, which I am. And I went home and got my brand new rose gold roller skates that my daughter got me for my 50th birthday. And I brought them to the office and I put them on and I started skating on Friday. And everyone was freaking out, but it was so much fun. And it's just this huge open space and no one's using it. And no one even thought of this yet. I'm like, how has no one thought of this? So now it's like every Friday it's a running joke that I'm going to come and just skate around the office.
Well, and a quick aside, does the figure skating skills translate to roller skating, I assume?
It does for rollerblading, but these are four-wheelers.
Okay, and
that is a whole other ball game. So it's like
But you're probably better than the average person.
I don't want to brag, but I probably am. But I'm also really confident, like in my body and like I know kind of how to.
You're a professional
yeah,
athlete.
and I mean, even though it was totally new and foreign, I just was like, you can do this. You can do it fine. Just watch out for the furniture and you'll be fine.
Okay, so but I think bringing it back to your social media and how that relates to your business, are you finding that that it's driving any business for you, or is it just kind of like one leg of that marketing tripod where people can just see you?
I think it's both. I have had people reach out to me for my TikTok. And I do a lot of home tours on there. Mm-hmm. And are
you at Alex_Aphrodite on TikTok as well?
No, I'm at Alex Stan McKinley.
Okay.
All right. But I do home tours. I like to see what's happening in different areas as well, not just our area, and show comparisons of what you can get for this price range in this town and in this state. And I've even done stuff out of different countries too. So I think people are interested in seeing, going, I wonder what you can get for $700,000 in Texas versus Ventura.
Sure.
So I do fun stuff like that. And then I do silly things like, I found a new trap door in a house and no one knew was there. And I'll show myself getting stuck in a trap door. So I like to have fun, but I also give value.
Right.
And from there, people can get an idea of who I am. And I've had people reach out to me and ask, how do I get pre-qualified? I'm interested in this house.
Right.
Then I send them off to people I trust that are professionals, not me, for lenders.
Right.
And then in my Instagram, I get more of the people that are my sphere of influence that I see that I don't get to see as often.
Sure.
But they're watching me. And I forget that they're watching me because I'm just doing me. And I'm doing the 80-20 rule where I show my life. And then I show real estate 20%.
Okay.
I don't jam it down people's throats because I wouldn't want to watch that. Right. So I kind of think of my Instagram as my own reality TV show.
There you go.
That's how I treat it. So there's going to be a commercial every now and then, and that's my real estate.
Oh. I love that.
And then my segment, it's like, ooh, the drama, what's going to happen? My dog is competing to be America's favorite pet right now. So I've got him, Gimli, and he's the world's largest bulldog. And he's just so much fun to film and to be with. And then I've got my husband, who's a goofball, works at Toyota, and he's killing it at Toyota. But he also does their marketing. So he does commercials and he's fun. So I'll show what he's doing. And my son's 6'4". It's like, I have these characters that are my actual family.
Right.
But I treat them as these reality stars and give people pieces of what they're doing as well and how it encapsulates my life. And then I go back to, oh, by the way, here's real estate,
Right.
So that's how I treat my Instagram. And then from there, I'll have people messaging me from whatever it is. It's maybe not even real estate, saying, hey, I loved watching, you roller skate around the office. By the way, how is the market doing,
Right.
And so it's grabbing them.
Yeah.
And it's reminding them, by the way, I'm roller skating, but I'm in my real estate office.
Right.
It's like the definition of authenticity, right?
Yeah,
It pulls it all together.
Well, and then how often are you posting? Every day?
I do on my story 1 to 3 times a day for sure.
And then on like a native post or like a reel, how often are you doing
Reels, I probably do 3 times a week.
Okay. And do you have a set schedule in your mind for that? Or you just kind of feel it's time, or you actually have a calendar?
I have a set schedule I made in October of last year. And so I like to set up my marketing plan, a year before the year starts and hit the ground running. So.
All right.
Yep. And I have accountability partners that go, hey, where the heck's your post? I haven't seen anything. So that's fun.
Wow. All right. Well, man, maybe I'll follow you.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone should follow you. Everyone should follow all of us. Come on. I mean, this is what we need to do. All right, Alex, thank you for that. And then we're going to come back and we'll talk marketing and give some action items.
Perfect.
Cool.
And now we're back with Alex for our marketing moment. And Alex, you just said in the social media sidebar that you have your marketing calendar, which I think a lot of people do and a lot of people don't do. Can you tell us a little bit about what goes into that calendar and how you formulate that at the beginning of each year?
Well, first off, I look at how I've done that current year that I'm making it, and I just try to improve it. So maybe, in the past I was posting on my story like a few times a week. And I noticed that from that, people want to see more because they tell me like, I want to know what you're doing. I want, show me more. So I go, okay, how can I give them what they want and also hold myself accountable and make it easy so I can remember.
Right.
Because sometimes you have these big goals, but if you don't make it easy to remember, it's easy to stop, just like any resolution.
Right.
So I started with once a day, just posting something once a day, anything.
Okay.
And then it grew to, okay, now I think I could do 3 a day if I wanted to. So that's how I set my goal for that year. And then I mix it up between reels, stories, and TikToks.
Okay. And that's all on your marketing calendar, but what else do you have on that calendar that's not social media related?
Well, my calls. So that's very important to me. That's, it's an action sport. Real estate is an action sport. And where I thrive is with people. So whether I'm talking to them on the phone or seeing them in person. So I always try to make a point of looking, like if I'm scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or anything, I'm looking at my friends and seeing what they're up to. And if anything big has happened, like somebody graduated, somebody got an award, somebody had a baby, whatever it is, I make a little note and I just try to do 3 a day of congrats, or, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. You guys are moving to, Texas, whatever it is. I try to use something that's real. And I'm not talking about real estate. I'm just touching base with those people. And from there we have conversations and they lead to stuff. So I always have my phone calls in there.
Remember when I said that about social media too? And what I comment?
What?
I notice when people like redo their backyard or change the paint color.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not that observant.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just the more general stuff that stands out, like somebody's getting married or somebody's having
I see that too.
The major things.
Yeah. Okay. So it's calls.
Setting appointments and then drop off, or pop buys. They call them pop buys, but I always think of Popeye when I hear that word. So I don't like to say that word.
Right. Yeah.
So visits, I like to visit people. So whatever the reason is, I door knock also, when I can, if there's like an open house that I'm going to do or a listing that maybe came up in our office, I like to go out and door knock, not alone ever, but with friends, in the office. But then I'll drop something off, whether it's a handwritten note, or if it's a client that I've had, maybe it's their house anniversary, I'll drop off something like a little gift basket with a gift card. So there's always more touches.
The house anniversary.
Yeah, house anniversaries.
Yeah,
and I do half house anniversaries now too.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You get it quarterlies. Yeah.
Maybe not that. Maybe birthdays.
So there's so many mediums of marketing, and you touched on a few. What is your favorite marketing medium and your least favorite marketing medium? Favorites in person. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Favorites definitely
face to face.
Face to face. I think my least favorite is cold calling. Ugh. I don't like talking to people I don't know and trying to act like I'm somebody I'm not.
Right. Sure.
So, and it's not comfortable for me, but one of the resolutions I made, or I don't like that word. One of the goals that I made this year was to be uncomfortable more.
Oh.
And I think so many of us are so set in our ways and comfortable, but we want to set goals and achieve success, but we don't want to be uncomfortable ever. So it's insanity, right? That's the definition. Like you can't get results if you're doing the same things over and over again. So for me, I need to get more comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's probably the number one thing that I'm trying to overcome, is doing cold calls and offering value and them not feeling like I'm trying to get something out of them.
Sure.
Because I'm really not, but that's how I feel like they're thinking about me.
Right. Well, everyone hates cold calling, right? Basically. And so I think there's a lot of leverage to be had to do cold calling. I mean, if there is a marketing thing that works and other people aren't doing it, then you should probably do it, even if it makes you uncomfortable.
And door knocking. A lot of people do not like door knocking.
Yeah. We've had on this show feel like everyone who's come on has been comfortable door knocking. And
Really?
Maybe because we're talking to outgoing, successful realtors, but it's like everyone's just been, oh yeah, I'll door knock, or I don't do it as much as I used to. But
that's another real estate term that I hate. So I say that I dislike. I say neighborhood networking. Oh. I don't say door knocking. I can't even. I don't even want the words to come out of my mouth. It's so awkward.
It's like ring doorbell ringing.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not even knocking
It's
anymore.
just like street socializing. There's so many different things that you could call it instead of door knocking.
Right. Right.
You got to be aware of dogs, so you can't be too close to the door when you knock. That's what I've learned.
Right.
It's like ding dong ditch, but you just ditch 6 feet,
Oh,
and then stay back. And you're like, I'm not near your door.
Yeah. Well, no, because it can feel a little aggressive. And I know I do that. Like when we go and we're going to photograph a property or something, and you're always knocking the door, and you're like, well, I know they're expecting us. I know this, but I always do take a couple steps back.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if it's a dog, and you also don't know, for us, sometimes we're at the wrong house. The realtor gave the wrong address. I mean,
I've gone to the wrong house before.
Yeah. I had one guy.
It could be the right house.
Yeah.
If you have the right opportunity.
Well, there you go. Well, they're not going to hire us to take photos of their house right then, probably. But
Maybe if
you
you
never
didn't
know.
know they're about to sell.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
So
I
now
was
you
like,
can-
do you need a realtor? Because I know 400 of them.
Yeah, and we can do the photos for you.
Yes, exactly. So we're like, I don't know, 7, 8 episodes into this podcast, and 2 with our new reformatted with our co-host. And I think without a doubt, Alex, you have the most energy of anyone who's been on, and and so I feel like you are you personify being a woman of action, and action is what we're going to get to right now. Our action items. Alex, would you do the honor of going first?
Well, thank you for the honor of being most energetic. First of all, thank you. Action items that I like to share with my friends in the office is I like to challenge them to make certain calls with certain intentions. So I feel like some people have an agenda when they make calls, and you can feel it. You can feel it on the other side of the phone, right? Like when a solicitor calls you and they're like, hey, Bob, I'm so-and-so. How's your day? But you already can hear it in their voice, the tonation of their voice. There's an agenda here.
Sure.
Something's going to get pushed on us soon, or we're going to have to hang up, right? So I challenge people in the office, and I challenge myself to make a call with something you want to give in your mind. Something of value in your mind. Never something, what am I going to get? I want to get an appointment. I want to get this. I want to get that. No, what am I going to give them today?
Right.
So, and then I want people to call their sphere of influence. So I try to call 3 people from my sphere of influence that just to talk to them with some value. And it could be value about like their neighborhood. It could be value about the market, what's happening in the community, events. A lot of things happening right now in city council, like things that are going to pull them together and go, wow, thanks. I needed to know that. And then of course it can lead to other things, or it could lead to nothing, but I'm giving them some value. And then calling 3 of my past clients. So 3 past clients and 3 sphere of influence.
Each day?
Yes.
Even on the weekends?
No, not on the weekends. The weekends I'm doing open houses and I'm meeting new people to put in my database.
That's a lot of action.
There's all of our action items
Yeah,
right
so
there.
you just did it. You did it all. You want to go, Katie?
Sure. Yeah. So as I was saying earlier, I've been doing a lot with mindset and leadership and all that wonderful stuff. We're talking about authenticity here, which is one of my favorite words. Alex has definitely incorporated all things that embody her personality into her business. So I would like to challenge people to make a list of a handful of things that are authentically you, and then think of ways that can be tied into your business. Just in your journal. You can talk about it on social media, just kind of for your mental health.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. I got one. I want you to be inspired by Alex and make a marketing calendar. And you don't have to do it for a whole year. Just do it for a month. Have your marketing calendar for the next month and sit down and actually do that, and then try to follow it. And then I think if you can do that, then make one for the next month. And eventually you're going to want to get to having that yearly calendar. And you want to break it down probably into the, your daily tasks, your monthly tasks, and then, and then the overall goals for the year. And you're going to make that marketing calendar.
Doesn't Instagram have that feature? Or Instagram business?
I don't know. Well, I'm not even talking about just social media. I'm just talking about,
Marketing in
for
general.
all
Okay.
your marketing, because social media is one aspect of our marketing, right? So, that's it. So, and I know on Katie's, it's going to be to do a bunch of door knocking. So,
No, what she called it?
Neighborhood networking.
I was going to say social networking. Okay.
There's that too.
Neighborhood networking. And if anybody needs advice or accountability, they're welcome to reach out to me on Instagram. But I was going to say, don't let the likes and the comments and the followers discourage you, because I feel like so many people compare Instagram accounts and then they get discouraged so fast because their numbers aren't as big as somebody else's. And that's not the point of it, really. It's about the reach and the quality of the reach that you're giving to your viewers. Right. So don't think about, I only have this many followers. I'm not good at this. I'm quitting. It takes time to grow authentic followers. And the people that you want to get the views from are the people you already know and love. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it's going to grow and evolve. So don't think you're not doing well because of the numbers. Don't let that hold you back.
It's the quality. It's quality, not quantity. I mean, with so many things in the world. All right.
Perfect. Another one under our belt.
Yeah, we got it. We're rolling now.
I know.
We are rolling.
Yes.
All right. And thank you, Alex, for being here. What a pleasure to have you. And we also want to thank our listeners.
Yes.
And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, guys.
And of course. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you.
All right. And we will be back next time. Real VC is a production of Upmarket Studios. This episode was produced by Chelsea Froelich and edited by Bethany Diedrich. We'll be back shortly with a brand new episode, but in the meantime, we hope that all your transactions will be smooth. Thank you for everything.